Hi, everybody. How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend, good week. And we have quite a few interesting things, but wanted to see how you all were doing. And if you have anything to share that you had over the weekend or over the week, we'd be happy to hear about it. And anyway, so that's it. How you been doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I haven't seen you since like probably 2 minutes ago.
I know.
Just make sure you're okay.
I'm just getting the Facebook
Okay.
thing
So
done.
yeah, so we went out. We were looking. Oh well, actually, I shouldn't say we. She does like everything, but
Oh,
so she found some really cool stuff. I can't wait to show it to you guys and see what you all think on it and get your opinions because some of it's pretty wild, and it goes way. This one, it goes way back. This goes like there's some 16th century stuff too. So I mean, it's pretty good. It runs the gamut. But is there a is there anything that you wanted to share? Hey, Stephanie, how you doing?
well, you know what I wanted to mention was that our friend Anne Marie Morales went on that trip with Abby Lynn to Egypt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And there were several people that, went on that trip. Tyler from Journey to Truth was there to document some of it. Lily Nova was there, and there were others that were there as well. But she did a video today on her channel, which was, let me see if I can find the name of it, Anne Marie Morales, Hypnotherapy and Intuitive Arts on YouTube. And
My Egypt experience.
yeah, and she did a portion of it where they went into a couple of the um, sites and
Yeah.
she showed some pictures and stuff, and I watched it. It was really interesting and good, and she was getting like downloads the whole time. It was really cool. So if you if you don't follow her or if you haven't seen her, hey Ken, how are you?
Hey, Ken.
I suggest seeing that. She was there for 2 weeks.
Is she coming on?
We talked about it, but I don't have anything planned yet.
Oh,
But we
okay.
did talk about having her come on and showing some of her stuff and just going
Yeah.
over it.
That'd be cool to have her on. I'd love to hear about it. Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine for 2 weeks? Like that's and they went to all kinds of place. I mean, everything you can think of that is Egypt. I don't know why our color always does that. Look how like
Oh,
weird
yeah.
yellow it just got.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's so
Wow.
weird. Anyway,
Is it that lights on the warm one?
no, that's not it. It
Oh.
changes. Like you'll see in a little bit, it'll get
Oh.
kind of green and then it gets I don't know. But anyway, so that was really
Yeah.
interesting. She was there, and she was there during all that time when like that whole Giza disclosure
That's right.
was coming out and
Yeah, it
stuff. They
was
were
like the
there
day
during,
before, right? That they were there, like it was like right when they were there, right?
yeah, but they went to Giza actually right
Right after.
afterwards. So um yeah, they talked about it on Tyler's channel too. I'm sure Lily did too. Um, but anyway, but she, hers is it was just really interesting.
Yeah, hers is more like on the idea of what because she gets downloads and like so she was talking about it, which that would be interesting to talk about and see then what if you get any downloads about it, like from her.
Yeah, let me tell you, I was talking to Abby Lynn via Facebook. She had did a post, and I told her that yeah, Lily's moving this weekend. I know they move it
Also,
into the house this weekend.
so
So
next Sunday she's gonna do a show on it.
yeah, and I'm sure she got a ton of downloads and stuff too.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I saying? Um, oh, I lost it. I don't know. I don't know what I was saying about that. Oh no, I was talking to Abby Lynn, and I was telling her, okay, next time we are definitely. Yeah, she was. I caught part of it. We couldn't catch the whole thing because it started and we weren't home. But we did catch part of it when we got there. My grandbaby came over with my daughter-in-law, so we had company when it was like
She's too
live.
cute, the grandbaby. Holy
She's
cow,
so
my
cute. She's
God.
like 10 months old, so we
Oof.
didn't get to see it the whole thing live. But at any rate, we did catch part of it and see that they were sitting in Katie Mabry's new house. So
Yeah. Yeah, Katie's
instead of
out there. So Sedona may be the new hotbed of well, especially once if we move out there of cool people.
oh. Anyway, so so I'm just saying all that to say it was really interesting. So Anne Marie Morales, she has a YouTube channel. So um, she's not typing in capitals so strange. technology these days. I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's funny when I'm at work, if the cap lock is on and I forget and I type something out, there is no way I'm going back to fix it. So at the end, I just put caps were a mistake. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not going to go back and fix the whole thing because it's too much. I'm going to type it again.
Yeah.
So, but
Anyway, so that was pretty cool. And then what else?
and I'm very excited because I sold the Maserati.
Oh, okay.
I am very excited. That car was so nice to just go on a test drive with, although I thought I was going to die because the guy was driving like he were in the Autobahn.
Oh,
He was
okay.
flying. So I was like, well, how does my wife? She can tell people, no, yeah, he died on a test drive.
It's okay.
Crazy.
And we're talking about you are not going to be going with me if I go.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma. If you're going to go with me to the Journey to Truth conference, you're not going to be able to make it, and neither is Emma.
Yeah.
And I'm vacillating about whether or not I'm going or not. I don't know. It's interesting because I thought for sure there was no reason that I wouldn't go, but I find myself, I don't know.
I know we're always together. That's why it's weird to even say no. Go.
It's a long time. It's a long time
to be away.
To be away. And I have my beautiful friend Annette. She's on here. From time to time.
Yeah, she'll probably be on.
She might drop in too. Usually we'll see her, but her and I were talking about her coming and sharing
the room
with me and stuff and all that. It's not like I don't have logistics worked out. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a long time. We're together so much that if it's like for 3 hours, if she's not here, everyone's like, "Where is mommy?" I'm like, "I don't know. Mommy better get home."
Oh, I don't know. So, anyways, I may be going. I really want to. Like, there's one part of me that really, really wants to, and then there's another part of me that's like thinking, like,
just think on it and feel if you need it to like get away and unwind and be.
I don't need to get away.
No, but you know what I mean, like to unwind, be in nature and just do your thing. Then
it's so beautiful, that venue, and it's the last time that they're going to be in Grafton for a while. And he just, because of his job, he just kind of started this new job, so he's in that period of time where he can't do it. So I just don't see it happening that way. But I don't know. I'm sure it would be fine if I went. I just kind of I'm kind of like not as excited about it.
Yeah, well, when we go, because we go back to the room, then we talk about everything, and then we share what happened. It's different because we became. It's like when it's like we're missing a limb when you're not here. So I don't like that either. But I want you to do. I want you to make sure you have the experiences you need.
There's so many people there that I would love to connect with, and
I'm looking forward for you to be there.
And everything. So I don't know. Anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably do some like live stuff from there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of really good people. I don't know if you guys have ever gone to the Journey to Truth conference, but it's an absolutely beautiful venue, and it's right across the street from like the Mississippi River, and there's this whole forest thing going on behind it. It's May 11th.
It's the 12th to the 16th.
It's the 12th to the 15th, but I go a day before and stay the day after, because the day that everybody checks out, they always go to these Cahokia mounds, which are like the oldest. It's like the oldest city or oldest town or something. It almost looks like pyramids that are kind of like cut off at the top, but it used to have like over 100,000 like Native Americans that lived in this area, and they used that waterway. And I got a ton of downloads when I was there, just seeing them like using this, and it was a bustling place. But the energy on that is incredible, and it's like something like, I don't remember if it's like considered a city, but it's like the oldest.
What do you mean, like the natives were?
Yeah, it's like the oldest city in North America or something like that. So it's pretty cool.
Isn't there portals over there too? That they were saying that in that not, I don't know about Cahokia, but I mean in that area, St. Louis, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's interesting because if you've never been to St. Louis, which I hadn't really, Everybody knows about that big St. Louis. What was that? The gateway to
Gateway to the West.
the gateway to the West. Everybody's seen that in pictures and everything. But if you look when you're driving from like the airport and you're going into Grafton, because you have to actually go over the state line and you actually go into Illinois, and it's
Yeah.
right there at the border where they have this cute little stone like hotel, and
Mhm.
it looks like it's right out of a little fairy
What's it
tale.
called?
It's
French.
a French name.
It's a
Yeah.
French name, but yeah, it's like just tucked away.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of it now.
And
Pierre.
yeah, also, croissant.
That's not
That's
it.
not it. But anyway, it's really nice. And there's a tree there. There are a lot of trees.
There's a lot of
But
trees.
the tree, there one big fat tree, one
Yeah.
old one. When you can literally feel the energy popping off that thing.
Yeah, a lot of them you can, and it's really cute because behind the hotel's little. It has, I don't know,
3 floors,
yeah,
maybe?
2 floors, but it's, I mean, we're from Vegas, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
but it's a small little hotel. It's probably, I don't know, maybe has 100 rooms,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But then they right behind it, there's like this. It's like a driveway thing, and then there's like a parking off to the side. There's this green grass area, and that's where they do
The
these
bonfire.
bonfires every night. And then surrounding it in like a half circle are all these little stone like cottages,
Mhm.
and that's where all the speakers stay in these little stone cottages, and they're cute. It's just a cute little
Yeah, I think
place.
Tyler and Aaron they did a really good job in hooking that up, and the crew of people that go there,
Nicest people.
everybody. I haven't met one person, even the speakers, and you hear some horror stories at different venues that you can't even like talk to a speaker. This is not like that at all.
No, it's total mingling.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, unapproachable. Nobody's somebody that you wouldn't be able to sit and talk to.
Mhm.
And anyway,
Yeah,
so
it's really, yeah, it's great. They did a great job with that, and this is going to be the last year there.
yeah, and Sherry Divband's going to be there again. I always
Yeah.
like having chit chats with her. She's just such a sweet, warm person, and I don't think she comes across on her stuff because she's very like matter of fact when she's talking, and when you're around her,
She has a big heart.
she's so warm
Yeah.
and stuff. Not that she looks sweet and she's nice on
Right.
video too, but I just had a different thing of her. Like I thought she was more down to business,
Right. Yeah.
and she's the sweetest person. So I always enjoy speaking to her.
Yeah.
And there's a few speakers that I haven't seen before that I wanted to. Ed Spina.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever saw. He has a mystical warrior. It's not a website. Yeah, it's a website, and he does like clearings and things like that. And
does he do that one with the press and into the perfect place? Is that him?
No,
Okay.
it's the Ascetic guy. But anyway, so he's going to be there. I never met Laura Van Tyne. I would love to meet her.
Oh, she's speaking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
going to be
Hey, Victor.
Incredible. Hey, Victor. Victor's going to be there.
Yeah.
We're talking about Grafton. Zach always goes too. Yeah, Katie Mabry. And then
if you know what, Stephanie, if you wanted to watch it, I think they do have some. Don't they have some where you could actually, instead of, if you can't make it there,
online.
Yeah, you can buy it online, and you could actually, and you can watch it if you want it. You probably just got to go to their website, Journey to Truth.
Yeah. And anyway, so you're not going.
Yeah, I just with the talk that they had with everybody, I can't see me being able to go without coming back to not having a job.
Oh, okay. Well, that was.
I could ask though.
Yeah. Lily will be a speaker this year.
Yeah.
So it'll be.
Lily.
But there's a lot of people that that are new. I don't know why I'm going blank right now, but there's a ton of people that are really interesting and
that are going to be speaking.
Victor
probably knows.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens with it. But I was looking at plane tickets. I kind of got everything else worked out. I just didn't buy the plane ticket yet. So
yeah, you'll make your mind up by payday.
Well, I'll make my mind up
before.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, yeah, just think. You got to think on it. But and by the way, none of you guys are being very one way here, saying for her to go.
Oh,
so I'm just saying there should be someone going. You know what? Think about it.
Yeah. So anyway, what else? So we got some really interesting stuff tonight on that we found online that were you want to show a couple of them?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I love Sherry.
This one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might get promoted to self-employed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry will be a speaker there. All right.
Anyway, so let's look at a couple of the things that we found.
All right. So, what's interesting is if everyone noticed is all the 5G towers that are being built right around, and in a lot of areas still, or even when there was some of the disasters that were going on, that Neuralink or whatever, yeah, it's the Neuralink, right? That he did.
No, Neuralink's the one for the brain.
Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah.
They had Starlink had to do it so that the people that were in those rural areas, they that's how they started to
Yeah,
talk.
like North Carolina and stuff,
Yeah,
right? When
yeah.
they had the
Yeah, and no, they couldn't. Yeah, so with all these 5Gs, and so this is pretty interesting how it starts to look out there. So let's check it out.
Oh, sorry guys.
Oh no,
It's kind of obnoxious, but
Yeah.
let's turn it halfway maybe. So obnoxious. Sorry guys. That's good.
Wow.
That's kind of obnoxious.
I feel like they're trying to mesmerize me.
And isn't it interesting how there's all these new shapes of clouds and everything, but you see those all the time where there's like the ripples.
Yeah, and you can see right near a tower.
Yep.
Look at that. All right, it's not over. So what do you guys? So when I look at that, I know it makes me think of a couple of things, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about that first, about the wonderful 5G.
Yeah, it's funny because we discussed it several times how when we see the clouds and it looks weird, it looks like there's like these formations. And our friend Jim Montgomery, who comes on sometimes too, he was talking about that. How he posts about it on his Facebook. Yeah, there's all these new shaped clouds and weird, things like sharp edges don't appear in nature. Yeah, you'll see that.
Just the other day, maybe you made me take pictures out of the car.
I think it is from that as well, Stephanie. But I think that it's like because it showed even the planes, doing that when they were taking off at the very beginning. I think that's what lays it and sets it down. But it looks apparent to me that they're also implementing some type of a frequency. That like you were talking about water with the ripples.
Yeah. So if you ever there's actually there's a bunch of information on it, but I was watching a thing that a hose with water was coming out of the hose and they were doing a frequency into it, and you saw the water going in all different types of shapes and moving. And so the clouds are made of precipitate, right? That's precipitation, and so water. And so if frequency is going through there, 5G frequency is going through there, it's going to create some type of ripple effect. And when it moves through, and they're putting these 5G towers up like everywhere, and so it just would go to reason that the frequency is making those shapes. And then if it's doing that to the clouds, that always makes me think of if we're 80% water or 70% water, and our brain is really full of water.
Yeah.
What is the 5G, or when you have the earpiece in that?
Marina Jacoby talks about that. She says, absolutely do not do it. If you are going to listen to stuff in your ears, which you really shouldn't anymore, make sure it's wire.
Yeah.
Do not have it, with the wireless, the Bluetooth stuff, because she says you're just like
It's like
radiating your brain.
yeah, no, it's like doing it's like putting a mini microwave in your ear. That's microwaving your brain.
Yeah.
And then also what they were saying is that with the 5G and all that, your house is already like a microwave.
Yeah.
So that's what we're living in.
That's why we have those plugins that we got from Charnel.
Charnel, yeah.
Dr. Charnel Wolverton Sehan, she's got them on her website, and we bought them. They're these little plugins, and
They're a lifesaver.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good for like up to 2,000 square feet, and we had a bigger house then, so we had 2 of them. But even though this house is smaller, we still plug them both in, one upstairs, one downstairs.
Yeah. So if anyone has the wireless meters on the side of the house, you have to be
smart meters, right?
The smart meters. And they're not so smart because they're really bad for us. But it was right outside our bedroom. It was right below our bedroom. And every day, I'm not even joking.
We were upstairs though, and it was downstairs. Yeah.
Every day I would come home, and as soon as we go lay down in bed for a while just to relax, I had a massive headache. I was taking aspirins every day. So we got those from Charnel.
Yeah.
We plugged it in, and instantly, as soon as we plugged it in, we went to go lay down later, and no headache all of a sudden. And I never got headache. I'm not like I get headaches all the time, but that was crazy. I went downstairs after that, and hearing about microwaves, I threw a microwave out too and everything, because I was like, forget this.
Well, if you're going to put the phones up to your ears, and I honestly, Victor, I don't think it makes a difference if it's over the ear or inside the ear. I think it's the actual mechanism that they use to make it Bluetooth. That's why the wire is better for that. But if you're going to use the phone things, make sure you have these things that you can do, because it changes the stuff that's coming out of your phone, and it changes
it blocks the 5G where you're not getting the effects. So that just like stymies it right there. It stops it. It's like a blockade.
It also transforms it. Charnel talks about that stuff a lot. But
it's like if you have filtered water, you have dirty water going through, it goes through the filter, and now comes the clean water.
Yeah.
It filters out the bad stuff of the 5G that microwaves your brain or microwaves wherever you have it. And they was like, if guys, like when we're driving, sometimes I slide the phone under my legs. And so there's they said that directly correlates to lower sperm counts, and women usually put it in their bra.
I used to always do that.
Yeah, and so they're saying that there was an uptick in breast cancer and abnormalities.
I used to always do that, and even having it in your pocket.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about Charnel, and Catherine Edwards does that too. This one's actually from Catherine Edwards. We had already bought it before I saw Char had those things in her website, but Char has it. But Catherine is, in the UK, so it takes a little longer to get there. So if you can do it with Char, it's probably good.
Isn't Emma in the UK?
No, she's in New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand, that's right.
Yeah. I wear Leela Quantum Tech and have Leela Block. They harmonize the low frequency. See, yeah, that's what these things do. Good. And you did that, and then that's also when you threw out our microwave.
Yeah. Because once I found out that they're outlawed in Europe or whatever, they're
like 13.
Yeah, they're outlawed in a lot of places, but we have 6 of them in every house. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We that's good. That's
Shungite, yeah.
Yeah, but he has an EMF screen for the smart meter. That's really good. And yeah, I have Shungite on the back of my phone. I bought one for Johnny and Emma and Gigi too, and then I bought everybody one of these. And you have to do everything, and then we have it on the computer and stuff too.
Yeah, and I have a Shungite necklace thing. Yeah.
So when you're going through, at the airport or whatever, you want to wear it. So you have that that you have on it, whatever you can do.
They ditched the microwave, so.
Yeah. You know what? Corbin said that.
With Jake Ray of Light.
Yeah, Jake Ray of Light's husband, Corbin, he said that on one of the I don't know if it one of the chats or something we were in, that we inspired him to throw away the microwave.
Good.
So that's good. I mean, it's a little bit, things take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But how long is it take? It's your health.
It's a throwback in time, but really that's what I thought. I was like, this is going to be such a pain in the ass now that I did this, because I heat it up but literally it takes 5 minutes.
Extra,
it's literally 4 more minutes. I was like, look how programmed we are to speed the microwave generation, so.
Yeah. And, we have to warm up our coffee, we get a saucepan and literally pour it in there, warm it up real quick, and then pour it in there. I mean, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
But it feels like when you're first doing it, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is such a,
Like, this is
you
usually
know?
30 seconds. Now I got to
Yeah.
wait 2 minutes.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. It's, yeah, tourmaline shungite all over our house. We do too. Yeah, we do too. Um, it tastes so much better. It's
Yeah.
true. And food tastes better.
Yep.
Like in general, when we warm it up, we'll put it in a pan or we use our toaster oven a lot. We got like,
So do you want to know? I had the panda that I didn't finish, right? And I had it at work, and the only way to heat it up is the microwave. So I put it in the microwave, and I go to take it out. I grabbed the piece of broccoli, and it just like kind of went like bloop, and it just like, and I looked at it, and I'm like, why would I ever eat broccoli if it's not going to give me the nutritional value?
right.
It's not like it tastes so freaking good that I gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's not a piece of pizza.
Oh,
So I just threw everything out. I didn't even eat it. I warmed it up in the microwave and then it threw it out. Everything looked
Emma
dead.
refuses too. She said at her work she's got a microwave, but if she's not home, she doesn't take her leftovers with her because she's like, I don't have any way to warm it up. And I go, they don't have anything. She's like, I mean, they have a microwave,
Yeah,
but she won't use it. So
micro brains.
exactly. Yeah, it's just we got, what is that toaster oven that we got? It's like a big name, Emeril Lagasse, I think.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might, I don't know.
And it does like 11 features or something, you know, can
Air
dehydrate,
fryer,
air fry, broil, bake, all the stuff. And it's bigger than average.
Yeah.
And we use that to
Most
cook in
everything.
and warm up stuff. And it's really, you know,
You could
it is
literally
what it is.
cook a regular size frozen pizza in there. That's how wide it is.
Yeah.
So it's a good size. You can do like even a little chickens, anything. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. We just deal with it. You know what? It takes a few minutes longer, but we're not going to die if it's an extra 8 minutes to warm something up. So
yeah. And even if we do come close to that, that's all right. We're you got to do what you got to do.
you could probably use it. I could probably use it anyway. You're good. I'm not. He's so active, you guys, with all his stuff that he does with his working out and all of that. And he keeps trying to get me to go, but I like just, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not working out. I'm playing. I could play.
He's an athlete, first of all, and I've never been an athlete. And then on top of that, in addition to that, I am at that stage of life where you are depleted and don't, as women, you know, have
and wonderful to deal with. It's
really
great.
Yeah,
great.
Anyway, you know, so I don't have energy. So sometimes even just talking and answering, I'm just looking at him like.
Yeah, but when I go there, like I see, for me, it energizes me. But like when I go play and I go run, I could be dead tired. If I'm going to go play pickleball or racquetball, anything that's
Victor, I saw your pictures. Did you see Victor's been working out too? He posted it on Facebook.
No.
Wow, you look so great.
All right, Victor.
Yeah, you look so great. I am so impressed. I wish I could get my crap together. I need to, and I know I need to, but
Emma's in your camp.
I am going to go to my doctor and get some hormonal help, and then we'll see what I do.
But but pickleball is great. It's not a ton of running because you play 2-on-2 usually.
I did go with you,
but we did go, and we hit the ball back and forth. And I'm not a whack job where if she don't hit the ball right, I'm screaming at her.
No, he never. He has so much patience. It's fun because I was doing it, and I guess you have to follow through, you know, when you're doing it. And I would stop short, and it would go like way over there. He would just go get it, and I'm like going to get it. He'll be like, "I got it." I go run and get it. I'm running back and forth to get my my workout in next. I want to run, but I also don't want her to get irritated that she had to keep going to get the ball. She gets hit into the other court, and then go like, "I'm going home. I'm gonna go home. I'm over it."
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm sweating. I'm not going. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So.
But you're right. Walking is so great for you. Mm-hmm. And at night we're gonna start doing it because it's getting ready to get very warm here. Yeah. So we're gonna be in about a month where, well, not maybe a month, but yeah, maybe. Anyway, it's gonna start getting to the point where the sun is gonna be down, and we're still gonna be sitting in the high 90s. Yeah. So when that happens, it's like hot for the dogs and stuff too. We might have to just go by ourselves, but it'll definitely be probably us having to get up if we want to do that at like 4:30.
Yeah, we'll take the dogs for a good walk early, and then late. So it's nice.
And they don't burn their little feet. But that's the time that I need to walk. I got one of those. Did you guys ever see those apps where they talk to you about? Yeah, you totally get it. But I got one of those apps when it says how many steps you punch in all your stuff because it's supposed to be different for everyone. And mine said that I had to walk 6,100 steps a day.
Yes, but yeah, I'll tell you, now that I work on the car lot, and when I go back and forth into the side of the dealership and then look for the model car we need to select, I jog back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so
like I said, he is a lifetime athlete. He played baseball and he played football and he always moved.
Basketball.
And even when he was out of school and stuff, he still did that.
Racquetball.
That is interesting. 4:30 in the morning is hotter than 6 a.m.
Wow. That is that. Wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
And she said she's in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. You want to show some more of our videos? We'll keep talking.
Yeah. So we also found some stuff in the Skizzy.
What does that
Sky.
I don't know.
Yeah, I talk like Snoop Dogg, but every now and then I talk like
you
Snoop
literally never have to talk like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not a thing.
I'm sorry. I want to have some riz.
Stop
talking. But the kids talk like that.
I know, but
they laugh like that.
Gianna. Okay, so then the next one. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Where was that at? Alaska.
Anchorage. It could be Mothra from Godzilla. Look at that thing. The Batman. Has all the excitement of paint drying.
Well, it's
I know.
Kind of crazy.
It's wild. Look at just how slow it's going too. It's just like
yeah. So what do you guys think that is? Okay, it started over. Okay, and then the next one. You can show the next one. Oh, this was interesting.
you wanted to show the same another object? So we keep. Okay.
It's up to you.
All right, and then there's this one.
This is we gotta explain.
Yeah.
So
Dick Allgaier
and his group, the future forecasters, they are remote viewers, and they did a remote view on Mars, and so they were talking about that.
You want to hear something incredible?
Oh, absolutely.
We saw the destruction of an ancient Martian civilization.
That was the one with the underground structures, right?
Yes, a highly advanced survival bunker with the technology I could barely understand in terms of how they integrated it.
And wasn't there like a meteor strike involved with that?
There was a gigantic meteor impact that wiped out everything. The entire planet was destroyed. But people survived underground, at least for a while. This was the Rabbit Hole team. Daz Smith is the project manager of that. And we all had corroborating data that overlapped and a fascinating story of survival, this ancient technology, and what went on underground once the meteor hit.
Got to see that one.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. That volume right there. Sorry, we can still hear it, guys. I don't know if you guys can or not, but we're just go to StreamYard.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. Anyway, is that crazy?
Yeah. So first, the flying object. Did you get any kind of thing on that? Anyone? What do you think it looked like flying? Did you get an idea what it would maybe be?
Okay, wait, Victor, we missed something. Oh wow, I think I saw something similar here a couple of years ago. Mine was stationary and rotating though. Oh wow. The next one. I was trying to record it on my phone. I looked down for a second and back up and it was gone.
Sheesh.
That's happened to us before. Yeah, it was really cool. That thing, I wonder what that is. And you never know what, because that looked like when he panned out that he was in some kind of like a business complex or industrial kind of complex looking kind of area. So you never know if other companies are trying to work on something, or we don't know what we're looking at. It could be, it could be a
Yeah.
guy with a
Well,
jetpack.
and you know what it looked like to me is if you look at like the stealth bomber,
Mhm.
how it looks, and if it's gone like this, and then it's like it was banking, that's what because it kind of looked like a big butterfly.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what it looked like.
Yeah, send us a picture. We can share it when we're doing one of these.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be
Victor.
cool. Yeah, if I
It
get it,
looked
then
like a jet.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. I thought like banking, right? When they bank sideways.
Yeah, and so it could be things that are working on stuff, but it's just going to be interesting because we're going to be looking at new stuff and
Yeah.
seeing how things work. It's just gonna
Well,
look
also
different.
they just unveiled the. Well, they didn't show us how it looked, but the F-47 after the 47th president, that's a brand new technology plane that puts us far ahead of any other country and will give us like generational dominance in the air. That's how highly technologically evolved this new F-47 fighter jet we have.
Wow.
Trump
That's-
was talking about it about a month ago,
Yeah.
or with the generals and late at night one night.
That'll be interesting too to kind of see. But with technology, increasing and stuff, there's going to be things that we look at. Things are gonna look different now, and I think we're all more attuned to like looking up
Yeah,
and noticing things than we were before. I know
I always do now.
I
I never
never
did.
used to when I was like here, because when I was really young, we'd see stuff and adults would just go, "Oh, that's just the government," because we're by Area 51. I mean, it's not that far. So, and then we have the Air Force Base here, Nellis Air Force Base. So they were always just telling us, "It's just the government. They're working on this. They're working on that." You stop paying attention, even though you did see like I saw things that now as an adult I look back and I'm like, I bet you those were UFOs. There's one
Yeah,
at the bottom.
there was a lot of crazy stuff out here, right? People going out to watch the
My
bombs.
girls and I saw a regular passenger plane stationary above us when we were out in our local town. It was frozen. Hubby didn't believe us at the time. Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff online. That's so
How
bizarre.
can a regular plane?
It's like a glitch in the matrix, right?
Yeah, because planes can't do that. They'll fall. I mean, they'll drop like a paperweight.
That's her point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is crazy.
Holy shit. Okay, so now moving past that to Dick Allgaier and these remote viewers who I really come to find that being such fascinating work. I really want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that? Isn't that's wild that they did a remote view and they have corroborating evidence because they don't just do one, they're forecasters. So there's a bunch of them.
As I was watching that, it kind of made me think like, did I see these things before? Because I had seen a couple of in meditations, I have seen a couple of times. There was one time specifically that I was thinking of where it was it looked like almost like a dust storm happening, and it was all this like red kind of sand, and there were people, and there was like vehicles that were on this thing, and people were kind of having a squabble, but in the middle of this dust storm with this stuff, but they didn't seem to like, it didn't seem unusual or like it was like a weird thing for them. They were all just kind of dealing with it, and it was like their life, like where they were living. And I remember thinking like, I don't think I'm looking at Earth. I don't think I'm looking at, and whoever these people were, they totally looked completely humanoid. I mean, but in some kind of an outfit, like a protective kind of outfit. So so there's that. Yeah, Jackie does. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, my favorite remote viewer, honestly, is I love Jessica Jones. I find her to be just authentic and sweet and all that. And I love Aziz Brown.
Yeah.
I love Aziz Brown. And him and oh gosh, her name is leaving me now. I got to meet her at Tony's.
Yeah, that conference.
What is her name? She's very sweet. I met her and her son. She was in Sedona in Arizona when we were in there. She was a speaker. She works in the same group with Aziz Brown, and I don't know why her name is not. I'm seeing her face clearly, but anyway.
Usually, you're so good with remembering stuff.
I'm so bad. I'm terrible. He gets names wrong. I don't remember, at all. But anyway, they are impressive. They're really, really good. That whole group for
Farsight.
Far Side Institute. They're really interesting. But I saw that, and then I saw one time, even that. Remember that life that I saw where they were like living in that house, or I guess I was living in that house, and it looked almost like a tulip in half, and it was hanging off of a cliff.
Mhm.
And I remember I was talking about that, and I saw myself, like I went in there and I saw myself in that life.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was something like that too.
could be.
We haven't seen anything like that. This would look like red cliffs, and this house, it almost looks like glass kind of, but it was hanging off the side of this cliff, like it looked like if you took a tulip and you cut it in half, and there were these long like windows that were kind of hanging off of it. It was really interesting. And I feel like I was looking at myself, and she was like bald and almost like they would explain like an Arcturian, except her skin was not blue. It was like a beigey tan kind of color. And everything in the house I remember was like creams and whites. And she was even wearing like creams and whites. And she was like kind of, her arms were folded, and she was like looking out the windows. And I had mentioned it to Marina Jacoby when I talked to Marina Jacoby, and she was like, yeah, that was like, that's a very happy life for you. Like you had a beautiful family and all that stuff in that life. So it was interesting. But anyway, those things flashed in my mind when I looked at those. I was thinking, I wonder if I was looking at like an ancient civilization on Mars, or, another time, with Mars. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to, if I go to the, to Grafton, I'll see Jackie, then I'll have to ask her about that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting. So what else? What else have we got? We've got.
Just want to see if I can find this life. I think I found anything. Yep. All right. So this the next one I'll show. It's just a little kind of interesting fact, and then the one after that's going to be something that we can really dig into more.
That's not it. That's the future forecast.
All right. So this is interesting. Yeah, this is a
Japanese-built rideable four-legged robot.
Yeah, so it's
Kinda
powered by
scary.
hydrogen. This is like this.
That's kind of scary.
Look at that.
Wow.
So that's that. So that the technology is wild. I think this is technology that we keep under wraps too,
Mhm.
because I look at it. I always think everyone else, like they have better technology, but we, for some reason, always have we lead in so many things. It's just it's incredible. So
Yeah.
I wonder what we have. We probably have some wild stuff, man. All right, so this is a real interesting, and I think that Lisa and I are gonna deep dive on this.
Assist by a U.S.
lot
defense
more.
contractor called EG&G Special
Bob
Projects.
Lazar.
I was told that I would be working on an advanced propulsion system out in a remote area of the Nevada test site, known as Area 51. Wanting to protect myself, I decided to go public and reveal the secrets of S4.
Well, there's actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
He is not your typical straight-laced science guy. If you wanted to hire a guy who could think out of the box and help solve problems, Bob was probably the best person in the country at the time. He was perfect for it. People are catching on that what Bob said is true.
Physical evidence now exists which proves that there is life elsewhere, and at least one form of that life has been here.
It was exactly like disarming a bomb every single day.
He was targeted.
And I saw the guy with the gun.
I was willing to fire back.
These briefings contained a wide spectrum of information mostly relating to aliens and alien technology.
The people that have been keeping these secrets for a long time are not going to give this stuff up.
No one has ever been able to show exactly what I saw with my own eyes until now.
The information we're getting now is going to come to an end.
The slightest wrong move could release a tremendous amount of energy.
To start up the reactor, of course, we need some element 115.
But he had a piece of it, and I don't care whether people believe it or not.
Actually went up in the air like this.
Be here and suddenly be here.
We don't know where they came from.
Wow.
This is my husband, Bob.
He didn't believe in flying saucers.
OSAP becomes ATIP. ATIP gets on the front page of the New York Times. It leads to congressional hearings. It leads to Dave Grush. All the stuff that's unfolding right now traces back to Bob Lazar.
For the Bob Lazar story.
So that looks like it's going to be really good. And that is something that we should totally cover because it's Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do a deep
I
dive
grew
on
up watching George Knapp. He used to be on our Channel 8 here in Vegas, and they would do these stories, you know, that were like those type stories. And I grew up watching him. So
Yeah, and you know, I had no, I didn't even. I was too busy playing ball. I didn't care about any other areas.
you were all the
except
way in
park.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I didn't care about. We worried about the Italian mafia.
Yeah.
That's what we knew. But yeah, that sounds interesting. And I saw something on Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
And like probably about 8 months ago, when they were started talking about what he was working on, and it's that I can't wait to see that documentary. That is going to be pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about that? Do you see what's scary is that, you know, these new weapons that they talked about, like maybe what happened in Maui, and then the other fires, was it in North Carolina?
Well, yeah, but it also happened in Mexico.
Yeah, they're saying like that, like the energy thing, because they're like trees didn't go up on fire, but buildings went on.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So he's saying that the amount of energy in this little thing that he had was so that it would actually, they were in something and it would go from like here to here all at once, like boom, bang, boom. And he said the amount of energy released was really intense. If that's big energy, that can cause a
I'm
problem.
just gonna pull up. Victor sent us some
Okay.
pictures. So let's see if I can load it really quick. There we go. How do you get these bigger? Do you know? Oh, it's really oops.
That's pretty.
That's no, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Oh, here. Oh, he sent us that.
Let me see. Let me see something.
Here's it.
Oh.
We're looking at your thing, Victor. We're trying to get okay, so let's just share what we're doing at least so that people can see. We're not just
present, share.
Present, share. These are what Victor just sent us when he was talking about in the chat. Can you guys see that? Go ahead.
Next page.
Yeah, so that's his.
Oh, there's the video
There it
playing.
is,
There's a
yeah.
video playing. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Holy yeah, that looks exact. That looks like the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then go down to the picture.
This.
Yep. This one. Go to the next one. Yeah. Very similar. Wow,
Oh, look at
Victor.
that.
That's it.
Yeah, that wow. Yeah, that looked just like it.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Thanks, Victor.
He said it wasn't moving. The camera was moving, but it was rotating. Interesting. Let's see what here. Okay, Emma. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you later.
What? Who's going?
Um,
Bye, Emma. Thank you.
trees burning from the inside out. Strange, right, Ken? I know I saw some of those. It was like really weird. No, it's when those things happen, you don't have time to kind of get together. We had the best video. We were all like screaming like maniacs, but we had seen all this stuff going on in the sky, and I have tried to find it so many times since.
Oh, me, you, and Emma?
Yeah, we were in the front yard, remember, at the
Mhm.
other house? And I cannot find that video. I don't know what happened. There was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 things in the air. They were moving all over the place
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
going into each other
Yep.
and separating and
yeah.
doing all this stuff. And I can't find it.
Right, Ken? It does. What he had looked the same, like the same thing.
Yeah.
Victor, how long ago was that?
He said it was last year. I
Oh,
thought he
last year?
said. Is that right, Victor? It was last year?
I wish how it this year. Right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I think that's what he said. Yeah, last year. Interesting. Last summer.
Wow. So, but yeah. So anyway, I think. What do you guys? Did you guys know about Bob Lazar and his experiment that he was doing?
Well, he's known for the work that he did. He came out as a whistleblower, so I'm sure a lot of people know him from that perspective. But to know, kind of, he's still around what he's saying, and now he's going to be coming out with even more stuff and showing.
Yeah.
And showing it, like, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So, all right. So now, to move off that, so when you look at long ago, and like back in the 16th century.
Medieval.
Yeah, so the 1500s, right? Say from the 15th to 1700s, like around there, right? But when you look at that, when there was artwork done, or even things that they drew in the rocks, how would they know that was even in their perception of something that looked like a spaceship, right? Or stuff coming down, and talk about, like, how would they even know to even speak about that? Like, we know to speak about it because we saw people, and it was in our field because people spoke about their drawings, right? But how did they? So this is really interesting. So we're going to share this with you and see what you think.
Got to present. Yeah, this is
really interesting.
Okay. So this one says, just an illustration of a mass UFO sighting in 1561 that was described as a battle between orbs and pillars in the skies above Nuremberg. And I was telling John, you know how they talk about those cigar-shaped, this is a depiction from the 1500s, but I also wanted to note, look at the buildings. This is supposed to be the 1500s, and a lot of those big buildings that they talk about were supposed to be built, later than this.
Look at this.
So I just found that interesting as well.
Yeah, because if you're an artist and you were going to do a depiction of a neighborhood behind it,
yeah,
right, you would have, if they had like little shacks and the little houses made of straw or whatever they use, we think they used back then.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, look at this. Look at these 2 towers.
Yeah.
And the tops of them. But when you look at this, what were they saying was the UAPs that in the sky? They were in what type of shape? That looks like this.
That cigar-shaped things, but I think orbs and what was the word again that they
Pillars.
Pillars.
So it looks, but these are cigar shaped, and they just used the cigar. We were just looking at one, right?
Yeah.
That we showed that was cigar shaped UFO or UAP. But we didn't know that the orbs and the pillars are natural enemies.
Oh, okay. Let's go to the next one.
And that's the referee. This one. All right. So the next one.
Gotta hit exit.
Exit out. All right. Here we go. All right. So
that
one
is painted by Eric something de Gelder in 1710, titled "The Baptism of Christ."
So that's Christ.
When they talk about the star and the wise men like finding the star and stuff, and I was thinking, wow, what if the star was actually UFO.
A UFO, yeah. And look at the beams coming down, lighting up right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, why? Again, that's what the first question that pops in my mind is not, is it real? Is it this? Is that? I go, why would anyone that long ago do something like that and put a UFO up there with the light on that rather than an angel if he's doing something religious, like or something? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that it's really makes you think. So I think that's pretty wild. And then we have, okay, so this one is Tartarian coins from the 17th century and the painting from the same period depicting the story of how they destroyed our civilization. These are just a few representations. There are many more evidences that depict these flying aircrafts from ancient to more recent history. And they, even on the coins, you can see the UFO right there, and then look right here, and I don't know what he's pointing to there. I don't know what that is, but when you see again another depiction, and this is the 17th century, so the 1600s, and you look at this, there it is right there, the UFO, and that's a look to me that looks like a good size house.
Yeah,
it don't look like a small house there. So and this just means something that I can't translate. But no, so when you look at it, but even the coins had a UFO on it back then. And if you look at that, look at this UFO, and it has a lot of the same lines.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's like, it's crazy to see that they were doing this way back when. I would love to know what their motivation was and how they knew.
This one is interesting.
So this is the Madonna of the UFO, or Madonna of the flying saucer.
That guy looking up, he's like, what is that?
It's like, holy shit. Is a painting located in the Palazzo di Vecchio in Florence.
Look at those things.
And this is in the halls of Hercules. The painting is of unknown origin, but it probably dates from as early as the 16th century, complete with disc and jellyfish.
Yeah, they talk about those jellyfish looking kind of things that are like in the sky, and a couple things. I know Barry Littleton has discussed it, I believe, with Jessica Jones.
Right. Yeah. See, look at that. Jellyfish.
Very interesting. What were they seeing back then?
Yeah. And why were they watching the Madonna?
Oh.
Creepers. Wow. That is pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's that. And yeah, and then so we could this is just the object.
Yeah, so that was in December.
What is that? I'm not even tripping. Oh, that's so scary. Oh my God. Like, I'm not tripping, right? What is that? That's in our sky right now. I think this is it. I think this is the mainland. What in the ever living?
Wow, that's this December 2023. Wow. All right. So, all right, guys. So this is cool stuff. So where we at?
Annette must be here because I see hello, welcome healing.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Annette. How are you? Oh man, I missed you guys. Business. Oh yeah. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining.
Anyway, so yeah, those were crazy. And to look at it and that it's, been in the art and everything. And I remember Cliff High talking about that because he went to Germany as a kid. His dad, he was like a military, his dad was a military guy. And so they went to Germany, I think France and a few things. And he was talking about once when he was really young, like I want to say, like 6th grade kind of age. And they went to the museums and they were walking around in the museums and there was all this interesting art that was hanging, and a lot of them had depictions of people in the crowds or in the situation. It was this kind of time period, and they had elongated skulls.
Oh, wow.
And they had like all of these different types of people in this thing. And so much so that his family were like kind of taking note of it because they were just like, wow, look at some of the heads on these people. Look at this stuff. Later on, as an adult, he went back to try to, they were gone. And he was saying, he was asking like the people that worked in the museum and stuff, and they said, oh, they get on rotation. So, they're probably downstairs or, whatever, and they're on rotation, but they had nothing, none of them. And there was so many when he went there as a child.
Yeah. And why would
he's in his 70s now?
Yeah.
So
Didn't someone took a bunch of stuff from the museums?
well, it was here.
Yeah.
It was the in New York,
The MoMA?
no, what, help us out, you guys. What is that group that whenever they would swoop in and always take all of the stuff and Smithsonian?
The Smithsonian, that's it.
The Smithsonian. So yeah, someone on TikTok did research on the amazing Tartarian buildings in the U.S. that were supposedly built in the late 1800s. The same architect built like 10 buildings in 2 years during the same time frame. Yes, I've seen stuff like that. But lunch break, I was just gonna say, I don't know about TikTok, but there's a guy who has a YouTube channel. It's called Lunch Break, and he covers a lot of this stuff in that, and it's really, really good. And then the Tartarian stuff's covered a lot by that channel Autodidactic, which comes out of Australia, and he's got a lot of stuff with that too. Sorry, I can't read it. But there's absolutely no way that happened in time frame. Those beautiful buildings, Tartarian like, had to have been built with off-planet technology, or we're had a society that was more technologically advanced than we realized, and we lost the ability to do that because the powers that be decided to dumb us down.
Yeah.
And changed the way that we do school and medication and that whole system with physicians and all of those things, and just kind of, I mean, did you ever deep dive into that information about the Cabbage Patch Kids and the orphan trains? And when you're talking about the kids that were working in warehouses and stuff, and they didn't have parents, and during the industrial age stuff, how they were rebuilding. If you look, there are pictures I've found. One day we'll do maybe a show on them. I found some pictures that are showing people paying at the World's Fair to go in to look at incubator babies.
That's right. I saw it. Yeah.
Why were they paying to look at babies in incubators? You just go to the hospital and see that stuff, right? They have these kids on, what's it called? Like, to view them.
They walked around like they were
like something, and it's like, why were they created? And you look at the Cabbage Patch pictures and stuff back then, they would show these babies kind of coming out of a cabbage patch, like they were like, these creative babies, and there was nurses and stuff that were holding them. They made weird postcards and things like that of them. So something happened in society, and there was some kind of a reset.
Yeah, and you want to know what was really interesting? If you do like on that coffee break, the lunch break show, he was showing the Tartaria. So when some buildings get broken down, you see that underneath these beautiful, and they're still like intact with not a scratch on them.
Yeah,
they're beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And so, but also it's like wherever there was a world fair, and then all of a sudden a fire, and everything's burnt down, and all of a sudden it's like erased from existence. It was just very, very odd.
Yeah.
And it's very odd.
It's very strange.
That whole thing.
Hi from Toronto, Canada.
Hi, Canada.
Yeah, hi there. Welcome to our channel. It's interesting. I think that we're going to start seeing these things more and more. It's just going to be yes, the mud flood stuff. And I think it wasn't as far back as we think. And then it makes me think like, I heard, I don't know how many of you were raised like Catholic, but I know I was, and I know that in the 4th century there was a pope, and he and 2 scribes went in and kind of changed a lot of stuff in the Bible, and kind of changed all of the rules and changed a lot of books and things like that. So and then I heard that they actually added a 0 onto a lot of the times that were there. They did that because they were preaching at the time that they were the oldest culture, but then when they found out that they by traveling and stuff, they found that the Chinese culture and also Sumerians and in that area of the world had been around so much longer, they had to make themselves even older.
So they put it.
So they literally added a 0 to everything. I don't know how much of that's
Is it, what
true,
about
but that's what I heard.
India? Like, because isn't
Yeah.
that Ayurvedic medicine goes back so long too?
Yeah. So anyway, it's interesting. So let's see some more. What else we got?
Yeah. So all right. So that's that is really interesting.
Crazy.
So yeah. So the next is some other sightings. Before we get into, so we're going to do 2. So we have some other sightings that can't be seen by the naked eye, and then the next one is I don't want to tell you because I want to. Yeah, I want to surprise them with this. The next one.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Surprise! Oh, you got to take this down though. Otherwise, it's part on the screen. There we go. Okay. Okay. That one we saw.
So this is a thermal. A flying saucer caught on a thermal camera allegedly couldn't be seen by the naked eye.
Holy shit. Holy fuck.
Look at that. Cool camera.
That is.
Wow. That's wild.
No fuck.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So, yeah. So this here is really interesting, guys. So this is March 28th. A Facebook account published a video showing a tunnel loaded with gold bars. The post mentions that the tunnel is approximately 24 kilometers, which is about 1,500 miles, give or take about 3 feet long, and connects to the Vatican City and Jerusalem. That's what it connects. And also claims the gold is stored in the tunnel at where is that? At a height of 13 meters, contains so much gold that it would take 650 cargo planes to transport it. And this is supposed to be the tunnels. Let me see it. So that is.
I mean,
and who knows if it's real? It could,
but we've been hearing these stories for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And that this was. So I would really like. Do you remember when Elon Musk was saying that they were going to go and check the gold reserves for the United States?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's all sitting over there.
Yeah. Well, when I was working in the gold company, America. I thought Russia had the most gold. You always hear Russian gold, but America by far has the most cache of gold. They've been collecting it. Our reserve, the Federal Reserve, back in 24, and then through before I left in 24. When did I leave?
Last year, yeah.
Last year. So okay, so that year and the year before, the reserve did over like 873 pounds or tons, something like that, a crazy number. They broke all the records since we were on since gold backed the dollar. So when it backed the dollar, you would think we needed that much gold to back all the dollars.
Yeah.
But now they broke the records. Even in one quarter, they did like a couple tons of gold they were taking in the reserve, and then they started breaking the record in 2024, even as much as they did in 25. So America had a ton of gold.
And it makes sense too that they would be holding the price of gold and silver down if they're buying.
Yeah, and a ton, and a lot of the countries, the reserves in the different countries were taking in, trying to get their gold back, and they're like, we don't want the dollar, give us the gold. We don't want the dollar. Don't pay us in dollar. Don't pay us in your treasury, because your treasury is bullshit too. If the dollar is no good, right? Because the treasury backs the dollar, but the treasury anyway.
Yeah,
it was crazy, but yeah, it's
Hey, Anne-Marie, we were talking about your video at the beginning of our show.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I was telling everybody they need to go watch your beautiful trip to
Egypt.
It was amazing. Yeah, pretty cool. So anyway, so that was interesting.
But also, what's interesting is all the stuff that's coming up with Israel and the government. They are not the Israeli people, but the government.
Yeah.
And some of the corruption and some of the links with America, but also the Vatican and between Vatican, London, right, and DC, it's its own sovereignty, and they're not part of anything that they're on. And the Vatican is, they're very corrupt, and they're supposed to have a massive cache of gold in those bottom where those people meet. What are the Masons? Masons?
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Anyway, the cabal type things, and anyway, they meet underground over there, but there's supposed to be that big thing, and it's funny how if there is a tunnel that goes from the Vatican to Jerusalem, I don't know how far that is.
That's far.
Okay. Yeah. So
we're talking about like.
It's
if that's
1,500 miles.
Well, you think about the Mediterranean Sea is between.
Oh, really?
That unless they're going to go all the way around like Croatia and down and past like Montenegro and Greece and all of that.
Are those really big countries? Because they said 1,500 miles. Is that enough?
I mean, I don't know. Are they going straight through? Are they going straight underneath the sea?
Good. Yeah, it's a tunnel, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting that corrupt goes to corrupt. That tunnel lead is connecting the corruption, and it has all that gold. And I wonder how much gold could go in one cargo plane. Then times that by 650, right? That's how many gold bars there are, and then times $3,100 per bar.
Yeah.
Now it's at over 3,000 per bar. You know how? Whew.
That's so much. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
So yeah, it would be interesting. She said 3,000 miles. Wow. Too heavy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's so yeah. So that's and then with that's a lot of wealth to start to compile. And it's funny, you don't see any money in there, but you do see physical gold. You see physical gold. So if that's what they're doing, that's what we should be doing.
Definitely. I mean, and there was
Freemasons. That's it.
Yeah. There was a lot about the Chinese holding a big coffer of gold as well. So.
The thing so what China was doing, there was if you could actually Google. A customer had told me about this, but they were putting fakes in the system where it was like plated gold, and in between would be like lead or titanium or lead or something else. But what was happening is China would take a bunch of gold, right, and they would use it as collateral to get loans, right, to get currency to go do stuff. And so they did that, and so then the gold gets funneled into the system, and it was gold bars, and when we would sell gold bars, we're not drilling through every gold bar to see if there's and something the Veriscan machine could get through. But my point is that they were doing that, China, and saying they had this big cache of gold bars, and there was a good portion of it that it was just gold plated. It wasn't gold all the way through, and they would get loans out and everything on it. And you're talking about country loans, not like we go get a loan for a couple $100,000 to buy a house or whatever it is. This is like institutional type money.
What else we got?
So the next one is Miami had a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Over and beyond the club dancing. Yes. Boom.
Okay, you
tell us. Boom. Look how the gold looks though. So pretty.
It's pretty.
All right, so this is a bizarre UFO sighting in Miami.
Dude, what is that? Oh shit! Oh shit! Anybody get that? I got it. Look at that. What the fuck? What? There it goes. That's an airplane. Oh my god. It's an asteroid for sure, dude. Meteor shower? No, it's an asteroid that just exploded when I hit the fucking, what's it called? Atmosphere. Oh my god. That was asteroid hit the atmosphere.
All right.
I tend to think it's probably an asteroid, but what a cool catch.
Yeah, imagine catching that. Yeah, that's wild to catch, and it was all going right into the ocean. But does anyone? You think that's a you could have been could a plane have done something happen to a plane, or you think it's an
I don't
asteroid?
think so because it was like round and
like
it looked
rocks, right?
yeah, it looked like a disc. It looked luminous or something that was I don't know.
What is it? What are they? The filament, the stuff that they say
Firmament?
the firmament. If something can something pass through that and it'll break up, or if it hits it would break up. What is that?
I don't even think we get the real deal on that. I don't know. I know the guy thought it was an airplane. He's like, I think an airplane did something. Okay. Yeah. What do you guys think? You tend to think it was like an asteroid or something. I think it kind of was, but I think it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's
I'm
cool.
just
Just
to
to
witness it.
catch it. Yeah.
Dobby decided to join us again. I don't know why, but for some reason when we're on here, he's just like
Right near the end he comes.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that magic. That's wild to catch that. You're just hanging out in Miami, and that happens. All right, so that happened to Miami, and then we have some interesting stuff in Colombia. Oh, is here stuff?
The Colombia one. This one's really interesting, you guys. Yes, sir. Can I help you, sir? Can I help you? What's happening? What's happening? Hi.
Which one is it? This one, this one.
I don't know. I think they're both.
Okay.
What's this one? We lost our way. No,
No,
we're past
okay.
that. Past that.
Is the Colombia? The Colombia?
No, we don't even have this one. Sorry, guys. We're trying to get back to our. Okay, there we go. There we go. So this one, this doesn't have any sound, but this one was just interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, can you make it bigger? Oh, no, the video.
It's Colombia 2025. Look at that thing just float.
It goes right over him.
Bobby's looking at it.
This is. That thing's flying around for a while.
Yeah, that's just chilling, just cruising.
Very 3D. Right, baby?
Look at that thing.
Right? Oh, look how close it is to buildings.
Yeah, you know what my name was? It's getting a surveillance grid of the lay of the land.
You know what? You're probably right.
That's what it reminds me of.
Probably from China.
Look at that.
Look how long this thing is going. Now look at that.
Oh, it's dropping. Oh, there it is.
What the heck is that thing?
That's pretty wild. And then, and that's it right there. The still shot of it. There's the orb.
Is that crazy?
So now, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like you were onto something. Dobby, I know.
Oh, Columbia, Missouri.
Where was that one? I looked it up. From Rome to Jerusalem. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, little Dobby, he comes to sit with us. You want to be part of the show? You want to be part of the end of the show? You do this every week now.
You know what? That makes sense. I'm thinking Columbia, but yeah, Columbia. If there's a Columbia, Missouri, that's probably where is that? Is there a Columbia, Missouri? Because it didn't look like Colombia. There was no like puppy.
She said that's
pens.
where I live. You have to tell us if that's where it was. Did it look like where you live? Like, did the buildings and stuff? Did that look like that? That'd be funny. But anyway, yeah, I think now I'm thinking that's some kind of a thing. Even Victor said it feels like a scout. Look at the next one.
Oh yeah, yeah. It feels like a step. Yeah, right. Getting the lay of the land, seeing where the
No, she
weaknesses
said not
are.
at all.
Oh.
That's not where she lived. Okay.
So and then and no, I didn't see the SpaceX rocket.
He did hair. So we're sitting there. Sometimes we're talking all the time. I'm like, right? Because you're always doing hair everywhere.
No, I put the stuff on my face with my skin.
Oh,
Sticking.
so you can have nice skin, and now he's got stuff stuck to it. Okay, so do we have any others?
Yes, the monster.
Oh, okay. So is that the last one?
Yep.
Okay.
This is the last one, guys.
This is the last one we want to show you guys. This one is pretty interesting. So,
It is.
okay. Look at this.
This is an official NASA photo of the Martian surface taken by the high-rise camera aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Looks an awful lot like a UFO crash site, doesn't it?
Okay, so here's the first one. Look at that. And then you have this thing here, and then they did it in like an up close. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like something skidded in,
Yeah.
started bumping in, and then it's on Mars. Wow. What do you think, buddy? You think that's what it is? You think that's what's happening? So that's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, some
Did I
crazy
stop
stuff. Yeah. Some stuff is happening on Mars.
Can you guys see? Can you guys see me? Did we do that? Let's see. What is this? I wonder what you did, John, to have such useful looking skin.
What? Yeah, grapeseed oil.
Oh. Hi, buddy. You want to come in too?
But I have grapeseed oil, but it's not conducive
Can you
to
guys
fur.
see? Mandy.
This
Amanda.
is Commander. He's a sable shepherd.
Do you want to come up here too?
Come on, buddy. Come
You
on.
wanna
Come on.
see?
Up.
Nope, he's not.
No?
Tabby's like, get down. Yeah, they're probably like, okay, you guys have been on this
Yeah.
long enough.
So
We're good.
yeah. So anyway, we don't see it on the screen. What don't I see?
We don't.
We can't see it. You didn't share?
I don't. Did I? Oh, did you guys not see the? Okay, see, this is what happens when I do it. Hold on.
Share.
Share.
Click here. Yeah, click on one of those.
Click this. Click this.
No, click share.
Share.
Yeah. There you go.
Can you guys see it now? Like, how do I?
Go to screen.
Oh, you know what I can do? I can look on Facebook. Oh yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead, honey. Okay, so click on the first picture.
So this is the first picture where it looks, from like a 30,000 foot view, or maybe more. And so that's it. So it looks like that. But now when you go close up, it looks like it does look like a crash site.
Yeah.
Of some phallic symbol. Oh God.
Why did you say that? Why
What?
do you always say weird stuff? Okay, so yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? That's supposed to be the surface of Mars.
That's
Crazy?
crazy that we could actually take pictures of the surface of Mars.
I know, and this
Right,
close.
Debbie? What do you
That's
think, Debbie?
crazy. Official NASA photo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from NASA. It's their reconnaissance orbiter.
So
We have probably something spinning around there.
yeah,
It does look like something crashed. Yeah, Victor thinks so too. Thanks for sharing your beauty secrets. Yeah, no
Oh.
problem. Wait, I just started this whole regimen, exfoliating and then the oil.
I can't with this man, you guys.
So,
I can't.
and now I'm going to be going to Emma on Wednesday, and she's doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah, we get to be Emma's guinea pigs for her new job. She has to get practice and license for all these new machines and stuff. So she's like, you guys get to come. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be models, so we can go in and she can practice.
So
Yeah.
my skin will look lovely and
So I'll be getting
young.
the facials and a back facial.
No, I don't think you're getting that.
Oh, Bob Lee's getting the facial.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll get this and then like that.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what we had for you guys. And what did you guys think? I think it's pretty interesting that if NASA did it, it was probably the bottom of the ocean and not actually Mars. I know, you're right. That's true. They're so shiesty to the test subjects. Yes. Yeah.
So if I come back and I look like that, like that, that means she was just testing out some stuff
come
on
back
it.
and look 10 years younger.
I hope so.
See?
Then I'll look 60. It'll be great.
You don't look 60.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But you look really young.
thanks. You keep saying that and I don't.
Well, you're not sharing your beauty secrets. At least I'm telling everybody.
Oh. Anyway, all right. So on that note,
it's an hour and a half, guys. Sorry, but there was so many interesting things out there. We wanted to share them all with you, so we wanted to show you them.
So tomorrow I am going to be on discussing parallel lives, and kind of how we, it affects us. I'm going to try not to say. I watched the last one. I use a lot of filler words. It's not good.
Yeah, you know what? When I went on myself, I was umming up a storm. I started screaming at myself from the screen. But so you got to get better. You get a little better every time you do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but anyway, her show that's going to be an interesting show. She got really interesting content. That's going to be, I can't wait to hear about it. But between that and then your
what did I say in that? I don't remember. I think I said that I was going to have them at 3 our time. Is that right?
Yeah, your show?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
It was 3 our time?
Yep. Yeah, because I watched it from work.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 3 my time, so that would be what, 5 her time?
Yeah, Mountain Time it would be 5 Eastern, 6.
Yeah. So hopefully that works for
and
people.
Hawaii would be 3 hours before.
Or did I
us.
do it 4 last time? Oh my
Well,
Lord. You know what? For some reason, I can't remember what time I had it. I did it last time. I was going to try to keep it consistent.
It's either 3 or 4. No,
I'm going to go on after this. I'll go on and post it.
Yeah, and if you could
3.
share, share and subscribe to the show, but by sharing it to other people, we'll get some people watching, because I think the information is really important. Because a lot of people, sometimes they don't know why they're feeling the way they feel.
Oh, it's one people did backwards.
Oh yeah.
This what? Can I just tell you?
We're 2 hours before Central. We're in the West. We're 3 hours before the East Coast, 2 hours before Mountain.
I don't know. I suck at this. I don't know why I can't at 54 wrap my brain around time. I don't remember doing this when I was younger. Like, I feel like I had it at some point, and then now all of a sudden I don't. I screw it up all the time, and having to do appointments where people are coming at different times. Thank God my calendar does it for me, because I can't do it. I don't know why I keep messing up. Me too. I don't know why. The past one was it's 3 hours earlier than East Coast. Okay.
Yeah. So if you did a 3 here, it's going to be 6 in New York.
Okay.
Or East Coast, and then as you come,
she's saying it's 10:30. She's helping us. Thank you, Emery. She's like, it's 10:30 right now. She's in Florida, so it's East. Okay.
6 or 7:30. Yeah, so 3 hours.
I'm Mountain Time, but I'm the same as you.
Oh, well, she's in Arizona. Arizona's the same as us, except
for part of the year.
Yeah, that 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victor's 10:30. Yeah, Victor, I'm gonna ask and see if I could go to Grafton, but with the new job, I don't know.
Yeah, you were saying you're not going though now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You told me I'm for sure I'm not going because we're.
I hate the fact that you're going. I don't like you flying by yourself. I like to be there with you.
Me too, but like I said, at least if I am going, I have a net. So
yeah. Thanks,
Annette. Yeah, me and Annette can pal around, and
yeah, it should be good. But I wanted to tell them about your book and then your website too.
Oh yeah, so we have the website here. Did I share? I keep doing that. Right click so fast.
You have to go back to screen.
No. Share screen and visions. Share. Okay.
This is a website.
So this is the home here. And you
Something.
can book, I keep saying, you can book 30-minute sessions, 1-hour sessions, or 30-minute meditation consultation. These are fun. These are starting to,
Really gain traction.
yeah. And I'm getting a lot of good feedback from them. So,
Well, it's good. Now it's getting long enough where they do like the initial, and then she's also
The
now she's
follow-up.
doing her like her 15 minutes. She just follows up with everybody to make sure they're on track and doing well, and she's getting really good feedback from it. And I think meditation is the key to everything.
yeah.
So,
So this is the website. You can go on and see that, and then we also have for some reason we have to stop sharing and then share again. Otherwise,
thank you, Annette.
this is Johnny's book, Frequency Formula. If you guys haven't seen that or used that, it's also available on Kindle to help with the Grabavoy.
The Grabavoy codes, yeah, it's a great way to kind of just like, it's like a force multiplier for meditation if you can use those codes, because it puts a real fine point on what you're focusing on, what your intent is. The numbers that Grabavoy put together was specifically to do certain things, whether it's mental health, spiritual health, financial health, whatever it may be. There's codes for it. And in the book, there's like, I think there's over 600 codes. I went a little nutty with the codes. So there's a ton of them in there, and how to use them, the process that has worked for me. But you see what works for you. But there are certain staples that need to be done for it to be the most effective. And if you can do it while you're meditating, people are having great results with it.
Yeah. And then my book, Visions of Shadows and Stars, and it's just the story of me and my awakening and some of the things that I was dealing with as I was starting to get visions. So that's available on Kindle and paperback as well.
It's the prettiest cover ever.
I do love my cover.
Me too. That's why I always say
I love
that.
the way it turned out.
It's really nice.
But thank you everyone for being with us today.
Stephanie's still using it. Yeah, Stephanie, I hope you start to get some, you start to see some results moving down the path, because we should, that viral thing you were talking about, that's really interesting. And I think it relates. That's what it reminds me of with the girls. Everything happened. I'm lucky.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just really quick, I know we've been on for a while, but Annette said she's booking tonight, and she said she'll take really good care of you. She's telling me, so I appreciate it. Yeah, so with the Grabavoy codes, right? I had sticky notes on the mirrors in the car and the sun visor, everything. So every time I saw it, I saw the affirmation to the code I wanted to use. So if it's about abundance, then there's an affirmation you want to use that correlates, right? And then you're always in that, if you're affirming what you want and you're in gratitude, right? And you're in that mind frame, it's putting you in a higher frequency, and you're doing that several times throughout the day. So usually if you're not doing that, as the day chops away at you and you get tired and run into people who don't drive right, the whole thing, your frequency lowers. But if you can stay and you're doing the process and you're keep affirming yourself, you're staying at a high vibe. And I think that's the key with using the codes, not only that they're put together in a certain way, but it keeps you, I think mindset is important and intention is important. And so what it reminded me of that is because she was telling me a story of something that went going viral. These girls were saying, they did a video and they were saying that
they had a friend.
Yeah, they had a friend that was saying, I'm so lucky, everything just works out for me.
Yeah, she was saying, how lucky she is, and great things always happen to her. And so they decided,
laughing though, right?
Yeah, but she was like smiling when she would do it. She was like, I'm so lucky, every time she did it, and she could get herself in the right thing. And so these girls decided that they were going to start doing it. And they tell this whole story about how this happened. So some girl watched it, and her video went viral because she was telling the story about how after she saw these two girls talking about their friend, she did it. And the stuff that unfolded for her as a result of it. So she was like, those girls, whoever you are, thank you so much. Because she was like talking about how this things. So, and then those girls like responded with watching her and doing. So this thing went back and forth. But, it was really about being excited and grateful and, having like a really good attitude about it, not just going, I'm so lucky, and like reciting, but being like, I'm so lucky, and great things keep happening to me, and being in that like higher vibe, and literally they were getting immediate things unfolding, and it takes time to manifest. We're not used to that. We're used to being taught that you have to work hard, you have to wait a certain time, and a certain distance in your life, time and distance are in that, as a way to have lack and to work for something. And so we have to deprogram ourselves from that. In theory, we could have it right away if we knew that, but our belief system is such that it's a lot of deprogramming in order to believe that you can have it right away. But really, in physics, there's nothing that says that you can't.
Yeah, and you find that they didn't say I can't believe all these things are happening to me. I can't believe that this is so
Or
great.
that would be incredible.
Yeah,
Or
that would be incredible if all these things work out.
unbelievable.
But they were talking and like it already happened. Like and when you smile and you're talking, that's you can't frown and talk like this and talk excited. It just don't work that way. And so starting to laugh or just put that smile on your face and talk with a smile. And then say, I can't, and don't say I can't believe. Just go. All these things keep happening to me.
Great things.
Yeah,
keep
great.
happening.
I'm so lucky all the time. It's like, and that's how your life is. But she kept through the day. She was saying it.
They said she does it all the time, and she has like the best stuff. And I did something with the traffic. I was talking to myself. I was saying, I'm so lucky. The traffic always flows for me, and I'm right where I need to be, right when I need to be there. I'm so lucky. I always find these openings for because I was supposed to go pick up Emma. I had used Emma's car, and I was supposed to go pick her up, and I had to go across town to go see my mom.
In rush hour.
And I was running super late because everything for my mom, picking her doctor took long, going to get a prescription took long, like everything was taking a long time. And it was so weird. It said it was going to take me 40 something minutes to get to her, 44 minutes or something to get to her. And I got to her in 20 minutes, and it was in heavy traffic in Las Vegas.
And she's not a driver that's going to hit the gas and go through like.
But all these things just kept opening up for me, and I could just move and then drive a little and then move. And I was saying that the whole time I was driving, and it worked. And I told him, I'm like, I think I like manifested good traffic. So it's pretty cool.
So it always happens, and depending on your mind frame and what you truly believe. Like I truly believe parking spots open for me all the time in the front, and no matter how busy it is, everyone will stop in the back to park because look how busy it is. I keep going right up to the front, and someone will back right out, and I pull right in. And I'm telling you, 98% of the time, I get a spot right in the front or very close. But because not only do I truly believe it, I speak it, but everyone else speaks it and says it. So if you really believe it, you can, it can happen. And I think the grab avoid code and the process lets you do that.
Yeah, it's just pinpointing it. It's like giving a precision to exactly what it is that you're trying to dial in with numerology. And so, use it, try it, see what it is. And remember, like we're not grand manifestors. We're learning, right? So it's the same thing as when you're trying to learn anything new. It takes a minute and it's practice, and you keep doing that, and then you get there.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that story at the end. That's what it made me think of with the codes, everything in my head. That's how it starts. I think it all starts to connect together. So, but if anyone does that when we come on next week, let us know, because I'm going to do it this week too. I'm going to see what happens. Hopefully I'll sell 45 cars.
We're both going to be smiling till our faces are like, we're so lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so nice to smile anyway. It feels better.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for spending time
with us.
Yeah.
And we will see you. Oh, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to talk about parallel lives. So that'll be interesting.
And Stephanie, if we both got to the same parking spot in the front, I would let you have it.
And there would just be two that would open.
There would be two. I'll let you have it, and I'll let Lisa out, and then I'll go park.
Oh, have a good week, you guys. Have a good week.
Love you
See you
guys
soon.
Bye-bye. Bye, Emery.
Bye. Bye, everyone.